Hello and welcome back. Today we are exploring the Great Sphinx of Giza. What secrets and mysteries might this iconic structure hold? From the ancient Greeks to the Romans to Napoleon, the Great Sphinx has drawn much attention and speculation. One of the most intriguing mysteries that surrounds the Sphinx is the lost library that is rumored to be hidden beneath its left paw. In this video, we will explore this mystery and speculate about what might be hidden beneath the Sphinx. The idea of a lost library beneath the Sphinx has been around for centuries. The earliest accounts date back to the ancient Greeks, who believed that the Sphinx was a repository of lost knowledge. According to the Greek historian Herodotus, there was a labyrinth beneath the Sphinx that contained the tomb of the pharaoh who built it, as well as a treasure trove of knowledge and artifacts. This idea was picked up by a Roman historian named Pliny the Elder, who wrote about a secret chamber beneath the Sphinx that was filled with ancient writings and treasures. Could this Roman historian have some ancient sources for this information that is now lost to us? Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the idea of a lost library beneath the Sphinx continues to capture the imagination of many people. So what might be hidden beneath the Sphinx? One theory is that the library contains ancient texts and artifacts from the time of the pharaohs. Egypt was one of the most advanced and long-lasting civilizations in the ancient world. They are known for their knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. Could this hidden library contain texts and artifacts showing their grasp on engineering, mathematics, and astronomy? Could the library have the definitive answer on who built the pyramids and how? Another theory is that the library contains the lost writings of famous philosophers and scholars. Ancient Greece and Rome were heavily influenced by Egyptian culture, and it's possible that there are writings and artifacts from Greek and Roman scholars that were stored in the library. Perhaps this library contains the story of Atlantis and a precise location or map. The possibilities are quite exciting. Yet another theory is that the library contains secret knowledge or esoteric teachings that were hidden from the general public. Some even believe that the library contains hidden knowledge about the origins of humanity, advanced technologies, or even extraterrestrial life. The possibility of a lost library beneath one of the most famous monuments in the world is tantalizing, and it's likely that people will continue to speculate about it for many years to come. Another mystery surrounding the Great Sphinx is its supposed age. It is difficult to carbon date stone precisely, especially because the Sphinx was carved out of the bedrock. When Herodotus visited the Sphinx and the pyramids, they were already supposedly over 2,000 years old, and the Egyptians had many different and conflicting answers on how they constructed the pyramids. One theory was a ramp that wrapped around the pyramid. Another theory is that the Egyptians used cranes and other mechanical lifting devices to move the blocks into place. However, there is no archaeological evidence to support this theory either. The last theory is that they used magic and the pharaohs possessed some power to move stones with their minds. In short, these people did not know how the pyramids were built, much less the Sphinx, and were speculating. With such a grand project, one would expect inscriptions and hieroglyphs about who built it and how. I would think most rulers would want everyone to know what they did and how they did it to show their power. Yet we see nothing to give us a clue. Is this because the Sphinx and the pyramids are much older and utilize a technology we no longer know? One of the pieces of evidence that has fueled speculation about the lost library beneath the Sphinx is the supposed water erosion on the monument. The Sphinx is carved from limestone, which is a porous and relatively soft rock. Over time, it can be eroded by wind, rain, and other natural forces. However, there are some areas of the Sphinx that appear to have been eroded by water, which suggests that at some point in the past, the monument was submerged in water. This has led some researchers to speculate that the Sphinx is much older than previously thought and that it was built during a time when the Giza Plateau was underwater, which is thousands of years before conventional thinking says it was built. If it is true, it could mean that the Sphinx has a much richer history than we currently understand, and it could provide important clues about the ancient world. Could the Sphinx and the pyramids be part of a lost civilization, and the ancient Egyptians merely took credit for it? There are several pieces of evidence that support the water erosion theory. For example, the walls of the Sphinx enclosure show signs of erosion that suggest they were once underwater. In addition, there are sedimentary deposits around the Sphinx that suggest it was once surrounded by water. Some researchers have also pointed to the fact that the Sphinx is oriented towards the rising sun on the vernal equinox, which they believe is evidence of an ancient astronomical alignment that could only have been achieved during a time when the Giza Plateau was underwater. Skeptics point to the fact that there are many other structures on the Giza Plateau that show no signs of water erosion, despite being built at the same time as the Sphinx. However, if the Sphinx is older than the pyramids, that could explain the water erosion seen at the base. Or perhaps the pyramids were renovated and restored by the ancient Egyptians later to hide the water erosion. The mystery of the lost library beneath the Sphinx and the possible water erosion will hopefully continue to be researched and explored. While we may never know for certain whether there is a library beneath the Sphinx or whether the monument was once submerged in water, the ongoing search for answers provides a fascinating glimpse into the history of one of the world's most iconic structures. Thank you for watching.